What's up, guys? Chase Oliver 68 here, bringing you my Raw March 25th, 2013 in review. The road to WrestleMania. 13 days away from WrestleMania. I seriously feel like it's like not even 13 days away. I feel like we're like 100 days away from WrestleMania, but it's coming closer and closer. So let's get started as CM Punk and Paul Heyman kicked off Raw. And I'm not going to lie, I felt like the entrance took forever. And so CM Punk comes out, and pretty much CM Punk cut a nice little promo. You know, it wasn't really anything too big, too spectacular. Just felt like something that he had cut in the past 2 weeks. But then again, when it comes to the streak, it's hard to really think of new material coming onto the streak because everyone's main, you know, when you're facing against the streak, the main point is trying to end the streak. So, of course, you know, not every promo is going to be really, really good when it comes down to facing the streak because you're pretty much limited to one thing to saying. So, you know, CM Punk is talking about the urn, how has Undertaker's power, and that's a good part. And then he's about to say rest in peace, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, Undertaker comes out. Like, we weren't expecting Undertaker to come out, and Undertaker and CM Punk finally have their first physical conflict. Undertaker starts beating the shit out of CM Punk. This causes Paul Heyman to run out of the ring, grabs the urn. Punk and Paul Heyman run away, and Undertaker just looks at them, and that pretty much ends, you know, what we got for CM Punk and Undertaker tonight. And I'm thinking to myself, gee, why was this so short? Why isn't there more being added to CM Punk versus The Undertaker? I mean, shouldn't they have done something later on tonight? Maybe play more head games, like backstage or something? They didn't even do anything like that. So I just kind of felt that, you know, this segment right here was kind of rushed and kind of just like, why did they even put it on the show if there's not going to be more into it? You know, I miss the old Undertaker feuds where he would play head games with the opponents. I miss when the opponents would actually be really scared of the Undertaker. I mean, that's the whole point of the Undertaker character. And yes, I understand CM Punk's character is not supposed to be scared of the Undertaker and that he's embracing the Undertaker, but it would be cool if there was more head games being played by both men. The storyline so far has been okay, and I'll dive into it when I get into my Road to WrestleMania series, which will be releasing pretty damn soon on this channel. But moving on forward, we get to Fandango, and he's supposed to have a match. He has his elaborate entrance, but then now comes Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho beats up Fandango because on SmackDown they were fighting. And then afterwards, AJ Lee, Ziggler, and Big E Langston come out. And here we go with Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho again. Solid match from both of these men. You know, you got to expect that from a Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho match. Jericho won. And afterwards, Big E attacked Jericho. And this is, to me, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is Big E attacking Chris Jericho? Because the thing is, you know, if Big E's attacking Chris Jericho, where's Kane and Daniel Bryan? Isn't Team Hell No want to stop Big E Langston? They don't even do that. I mean, weren't they, like, coming out here the other night, the last week, and they were saying, like, oh, yeah, we're here to stop Big E Langston. We're here to, you know, challenge you guys and see if Big E Langston can actually wrestle in the ring. We're tired of what he's been doing to these other superstars. So why aren't they coming out here to help Chris Jericho? It makes no sense. It's not really building anything to the tag team match. Then you move on, and Fandango comes out, does his leg drop, and this leads to a backstage interview later on tonight where Chris Jericho says it's going to be him versus Fandango at WrestleMania 29. I'm fine with that match because when was the last time you've seen a main eventer like Chris Jericho go down and help a guy in Fandango and have it where a wrestler's main debut is at a WrestleMania? That's pretty big for Fandango, and I expect some good things coming out of the match. But other than that, I just felt the segment was missing something. So Mark Henry and Ryback had this run-up contest that they were doing tonight. So Mark Henry faced the Usos, and Ryback faced 3MB. And I was thinking to myself, okay, what happened to the days where, you know, the guys like Mark Henry and Ryback, that they were going to do these 3-on-1, 2-on-1 type matches? What happened to the days where they would just face, you know, random single wrestlers that weren't tag teams and they were just trying to prove themselves? I mean, really, to be honest here, why ruin the tag team division? The tag team division is already weak. Why make it even worse by having these tag teams? These tag teams right here in 3MB and the Usos, who you got to think are the future of the tag team division at some point, why have them job out to one single superstar? And both Ryback and Mark Henry here. To me, that is bad. It shows that these two, even working together as a team, and if you saw the Usos and Mark Henry match, the Usos looked really good in that match. They looked really good. And they even performed like their finisher super kick to the Uso splash. And yet that wasn't enough to beat Mark Henry. So you're telling me these two as a team are not that good. that this tag team right here should not even be a tag team because they suck as a tag team. To me, that's just hurting the tag team division. It was great build-up to make Mark Henry and Ryback look really strong, but you're also hurting your tag team division, which is already weak. Mark Henry and Ryback can do many things to make themselves stronger. They don't need to beat up the Usos and 3MB in a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 handicap match. Put Zack Ryder out there. Put random people out there that, don't go on Raw that often. You know what I'm saying? And have them try to take down, Mark Henry or Ryback. Not a tag team, because I would think a tag team has more teamwork than 3 random bucks. So that's just me. But we move on forward to champion versus champion, Cesaro versus Del Rio. And I'm thinking to myself, why is Cesaro not being in a featured big-time match at WrestleMania? That's a question I want to know down below. But Del Rio, this match, it was pretty decent for what it was. Jack Swagger came out, and Del Rio and Swagger were fighting on the outside. I like the fight between Swagger and Del Rio on the outside. Nothing more I can really say about it. It's one of my favorite matches heading into WrestleMania. Really liking the build so far of it. So yeah, you know what? I'm digging it. Del Rio got the upper hand of Swagger this week. I mean, last week Swagger got the upper hand. So now it's Del Rio's turn to get the upper hand. So I'm fine with it. Good job by the WWE on that part. Next up, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young once again face Kane and Daniel Bryan. Kane and Daniel Bryan win. We move on forward to, Kane and Daniel Bryan. They're backstage. They're arguing about something. They're arguing about how one of those two did not get over AJ Lee. And for me personally, why would I even care if you still liked AJ Lee? I would just say, fuck her. She's a whore. Get used to it. That's what she is. So AJ Lee, Caitlyn just starts talking to him. Caitlyn's all like, AJ's a crazy psycho. And this causes AJ and Caitlyn to fight. And then it's like, okay, yeah, Caitlyn versus AJ. That should be a WrestleMania match. But instead we get it free on TV. It was actually pretty good for the shortness that it was. Caitlyn ends up losing by countout. And I'm guessing we're going to get a rematch at WrestleMania. And if it's as good as that little shortness that they had, I would be fine with it. And in fact, maybe it's probably the most exciting Divas feud in a while. Highly doubt that. But Triple H, God, the game. He's coming out to send a message to Brock Lesnar. And that message was... that pretty much Brock Lesnar better come out for a fight of his life. And then afterwards, Wade Barrett came out, and Triple H just low-blowed him. It's like, why the hell do you have to low-blow Wade Barrett? What was the point of it? I don't get it. I mean, seriously, I know, like, Shawn Michaels loves Wade Barrett and all, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels have, like, that type of inner feud, who can find better talent, Notice how Drew McIntyre's jobbing. Wade Barrett's not really doing much. Kofi Kingston's not really doing much. But Triple H's guys like Sheamus, Cesaro, the guys that he has found have always been featured on TV. Either they're good or bad. Like Sin Cara's one of Triple H's guys. He gets featured on TV a lot. Cesaro's a U.S. champion. And, Sheamus is one of the main eventers. I mean, notice that difference. Maybe Triple H was just trying to be a dick. I don't know. But Wade Barrett fought The Miz. And I really liked this match. I really did like this match. I thought it was awesome. It wasn't like a 5-star classic. It's probably 4 out of 10 in Bret Hart's book. But I really enjoyed this match. I really did enjoy this match. I thought it was fun to watch. I just feel Miz is using too much of Ric Flair's wrestling style. Maybe that's just me. But if this match goes on to WrestleMania, I would find it kind of pointless because they had a match free on TV. But hey, at least The Miz got a win over Wade Barrett, so they have a reason to put it on WrestleMania, to say the least. One of my favorite segments of the night. The Shield taking on Zack Ryder, Justin Gabriel, and Great Khali. Notice, the Shield as a team beat 3 random fucks that have never teamed up in their lives. That is what you should do for Mark Henry and Ryback. But, no, that would make too much sense. So the Shield, they beat up Zack Ryder, Justin Gabriel, and the Great Khali. And that's good. And then the Shield hit the triple powerbomb on Great Khali, which was fucking awesome. Then we move on, and my boy Randy Orton's leading the troops. Sheamus and Big Show. They had a fight early on backstage. The Shield beat them down earlier, and Big Show came to the rescue, so it seems like they're on the same page. The Shield pretty much, got their just desserts. And after many weeks of, the Shield about to attack them, it was pretty nice to see and refreshing that the faces finally got their hands on the Shield, even though they didn't do that much damage. That was a good thing about the segment. These three, Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show, did not do that much damage to the Shield. If anything, the Shield looked fine after this match. They didn't look like they were like total bitches. I mean, they just got a little bit of damage, and that's fine by me. I mean, their Shield are supposed to get their shit coming. And you know what? They got a little taste of it, and that's what I like. So far, I'm really digging this feud that they've been doing. So, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, who I thought broke up, are with the Bella Twins now, and they beat Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea. Yeah, whatever. G.I. Joe 2 is coming out soon, guys, so go watch that. The Call, they didn't even mention that. Dead Man's Down, go watch that. Go watch, fucking The Marine 3 on Blu-ray, probably one of the best WWE films or something. Oh, by the way, guys, before I get into the main event segment, I did see The Call. And let me tell you guys something. I actually kind of enjoyed the movie. I thought the beginning was pretty decent. The middle, the part where they're trying to find the girl during the whole chase scene, I thought that was great. I thought that was awesome. It was pretty fun to watch. Not like the best chase scenes, not like the best hostage rescue movies I've seen, but it was pretty good. I really did enjoy it, but then the ending sucked balls. And if you guys want to know the ending, just read it on Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure it's up there by now, or just watch the movie online. But overall, I'd probably give The Call like a 2.5, 3 stars out of 5. I grade movies out of 5 stars rating, but I thought it was pretty decent. It's nothing you're going to remember, but it's something nice and refreshing. It was pretty nice for a movie, and Halle Berry's in it, so. Oh, yeah, by the way, David Otunga didn't really do shit in the movie, but I did like what he did in the movie. He did pretty well in the movie himself. But now we move on to the main event. The Rock and John Cena, Hall of Fame panel. We had on the Hall of Fame panel Mick Foley, The Rock's teammate for many years. Booker T, one of The Rock's nemesis, and so with John Cena. We had Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, baby. And we had Bret Hart, who probably doesn't have John Cena or The Rock in his top 1,000 list. I want to know from you guys, who do you think is in Bret Hart's top 1,000 list? If any of y'all can make a top 1,000 list for me, I would probably love you a Bret Hart's top 1,000. I already have the top 20 being anyone with the last name Hart or related with the Hart dynasty or anything like that. I think they're in the top 20, but I'm not sure about the rest of the 880 superstars. Oh, well, actually 980 superstars. So, yeah, I'm curious about that. But the segment starts off with Mick Foley asking John Cena a question about, beating The Rock, how did it feel losing to The Rock and all this other stuff. And then Cena answered kind of boringly, started talking about Donovan McNabb. And I was like, okay, why are you talking about that? And then Cena's like, oh, I never won the big one at WrestleMania. And then I'm all like, wait a goddamn minute. You beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels back-to-back at WrestleMania. What do you mean you never won a big one? And then he said The Rock doesn't know anything about failure. Excuse me. The Rock at WrestleMania 15 lost to Stone Cold. 16 losses to Triple H, Big Show, and Mick Foley in a Fatal 4-Way match. And at WrestleMania 17 lost to Stone Cold. 3 WrestleManias, Rock has experienced failure. While you at WrestleMania, John Cena, let's go check his WWE championship matches. 21 beat JBL. 22 beat Triple H. 23 beat Shawn Michaels. 24 lost to Orton and Triple H. 25 beat Edge and Big Show. 26 beat Batista. 27 lost to The Miz. And then when you look at that, you compare the two WWE championships, what they've done, in their big-time championship matches. The Rock is more of a loser to failure than you are, John Cena. So what was John Cena trying to make a point here? And so then Bret Hart comes in, and Bret Hart asks a pretty interesting question, the bad blood of the feud. And after The Rock, totally poons John Cena on the mic, he goes on and compliments him. And Cena compliments The Rock. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then afterwards, Booker T, he was all like, I wrestled against both of y'all. I think that's pretty cool. It's like, what? That's not a question. And he's like, that's not my question. You're like, okay. And then later on, he's like asking, the question, why do you have to beat The Rock? And then Cena's like, because I have to. And then Rock is like, that's a bullshit answer. And then Cena gets all fucking into it. He gets all pissed off. He's like, I've never admitted it before, but I beat me. You clouded my judgment. And he sounded like such a fucking heel in this. And I was thinking, you know, why doesn't he just become a heel in this feud? He sounds like a heel. He's working like a heel right now. The way he's talking is like very heelish. Sounded really good. And then this is where the segment picked up. And then Rock versus Cena, you know, they were just talking all too much. And The Rock was going into Cena. Cena was going to The Rock. This was better than most of their 28 build-up. And then Dusty Rhodes asked the question. Dusty Rhodes' question was simple. Rock and Cena, you know, they just start talking. And Rock's like, why don't you prove it right now that you can kick my ass? Cena takes off his shirt, takes off his chains. And then afterwards, you know, Cena does the you can't see me. Rock shoves him. Cena goes for the AA. Rock's like, I know, bitch. Rock bottom. Does this. Bam. Just bring it. Rock walks out on top. I like the ending segment to Monday Night Raw. So overall, Monday Night Raw itself, though, I would say it was a lot better than last week's for me. I personally liked this better than last week's. Philadelphia crowd was kind of dead, which is kind of rare for a Philadelphia crowd. But when you're getting a lot of tag team matches on Raw and nothing really too exciting to WrestleMania build-up, I'm like I said, why didn't CM Punk and Undertaker continue shit later on tonight? I mean, a lot of missing plot holes in heading towards the road to WrestleMania. You know, one more Raw before WrestleMania. Let's hope they can change it up a bit. But otherwise, I would say this Raw was pretty good, pretty average for the most part. It did get a lot of points across. And, yeah, so I guess we're going to get some big-time matches here at WrestleMania. Anyways, guys, if you guys like me, you can subscribe down below by clicking the little icon. Q&A is out there tomorrow. For all you guys that have already asked questions, you know what questions you asked me. There will be a Q&A tomorrow. Just send in questions for the next Q&A, okay? You get what I'm saying? So there will be the Q&A being posted tomorrow, but all the new questions for the Q&A posted, you know, sometime Friday or Saturday, Sunday, or even Tuesday. So that seems like the normal plan for Q&As when I will post them. But make sure you guys keep sending in those questions for the Q&A. Like this video. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. I'll see you all next time. Remember, guys, be safe on the road tonight. I mean, it's like March 24th. You don't know what the fuck could go down. March 25th, 24th, whatever. I'll see you all later. Peace!